So I have made it to my destination. I am here in the hotel. It's late. This one's for Kizzy Cat and the Night Owls. So if you are Kizzy Cat and or a Night Owl, you might catch this live. So I only grabbed a few decks before I hurried out of the house because I was running late, of course. But I made it with minutes to spare, literally like 2, but the bus was late anyway, so. But it's fine. I got the Happy Tarot, the Five of Swords. That card's come out before. Bottom of the deck is Temperance. Can y'all see? Can you see? Can you see? I don't know if I'm keeping it, but I'll read it. I don't know what I'm doing tonight, honestly. I have the Mausolea, the Tarot at the end of the rainbow, and the Happy Tarot. Let's read the Five of Swords. Because I saw it last time, but I didn't read it. You can find happiness in learning how to choose your battles, maybe. Lord of Swords. Well, let's read Temperance first because we're already here. Temperance says this is a time of peace and harmony for you. Practice moderation and mindfulness. Find the right balance of all the elements in your life. You can find happiness through moderation and balance. The Five of Swords is... If you fight with honor, you will be victorious whether you win the battle or not. Beware of those who try to win through trickery or deceit. You can find happiness by remaining true to your principles. Okay. So it says you can find happiness by remaining true to your principles, but you can also find happiness through balance and moderation. It's almost like there may be more of you that you can involve in whatever challenge, obstacle you're facing right now. Or it's like use different parts of who you are. So maybe there are strengths that you have in certain areas of your life that you can pull on in this situation, whatever this situation is. So I don't plan on being on here for too long because I do plan on sleeping eventually. But we will see. We will see. We will see. I didn't even bring a laptop. I didn't bring a video game. I didn't bring all I got is my phone and some clothes. In my cord, I can charge my phone, thankfully. I should have looked at those too, but oh well. Oh, and it's face down. Okay. Okay, no, too much. The Ace of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Now this is a deck we have to connect to. I like that the ace is on the ground, but this ace almost feels subterranean because of all the roots sort of on top of it. Let's see. Pentacles. The elemental order is different between the two decks. Ace of Wands, a stone carving grips a dual terminated wand in the forest. A rainbow spans the length of the sky from left to right. Keywords: creative insight, initial spark, and extroverted. And the bottom of the deck is this Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, this feels like, honestly, with the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom and the Ace of Wands, it feels like we've already, it's almost like all the work has been done, or a lot of the work has been done. Now is going to be an invitation to play, or to bring more play, to bring more creativity to something. Or this could also be how, and then the Ace of Pentacles is behind that. How we might have the opportunity to turn a creative passion into a way to sustain ourselves. And then the Fool is behind that Ace of Coins. But it might require, I don't know if the leap is in doing something that might be a little less traditional or whatever, or if the leap would be in sharing whatever this creative passion would be. It might be more so in that. Hey, Jess, how you doing? I can kind of sort of barely see the chat, so if I take a minute to reply, that's why. Interesting. Is that the Ten of Cups? Oh, snap. It's the Ten of Cups. I'm also trying to talk a little softer because it's late. It's like real late. It's like almost midnight. And I've been staying up late. So I'm like real tired. I guess I'm getting the pre-cards before this time. Usually I get the cards at the end. Be doing everything backwards today. It's fine. I guess it's like Leo season now or whatever. Apparently Cancer season was rough. I don't mean to laugh. I just was working so much. Hey Holly, how you doing? This past few weeks, I haven't had time to feel much of anything besides hot and tired. Mausolea. Hathor. And Abraham. Abraham is new. I don't think I've seen Abraham yet. Hathor. And Abraham. Hathor is mistress of harmony. Abraham is justice of pandemonium. Hathor is mediation, communication, and culture. Abraham is justice, truth, and duty. Harmony and justice. Bottom of the deck is the Golden Empress, Jewel of Abydos. Potency, confidence, and magnetism. I laugh because potency is a word that I just heard, and magnetism is a word that I've heard before. And it's interesting that magnetism is the last one. Well, it's interesting that magnetism is the rightmost one because in the context of how I just heard it, that's actually the past most. And it's typically the left is associated with the past and the right is associated with the future. So I already have a feeling the Lionsgate energy is coming through. Oh, snap. I was catching up with my journey buddy, and she was like, I think there's a portal coming up on the 8th of August. I was like, Lionsgate? The 8/8 Lionsgate portal? She was like, yeah. I was like, oh, girl, I know. One doesn't make it to near July or near August and not hear about the Lionsgate. But also, I guess a day at a time will be coming up. We'll be starting a new Mayan dream spell here. I think it's the red Is it the red self-existing moon? It's red moon. I can't remember the tone. I think it's self-existing. Let's look at, we're going to look at Abraham first because I'm here. Justice of Pandemonium, known for his wisdom and his dedication to justice and truth in both life and death, the once mortal Abraham is the judge of Pandemonium. He can see through any falsity or subterfuge and determine the worthiness or unworthiness of those who come before his court. Although he arrived in the afterlife ragged, broken, and stripped of himself, that which was most real in himself preserved: his moral integrity, his dedication to justice and duty, his personal honor. Abraham shows us the truth of our temporal selves, what in us is worth keeping, balanced against what is unworthy of our future selves and best abandoned in the wastes. That's interesting because of the balance that was in the Temperance card. Was it balance and moderation? Stripped of everything. Except what was most real in himself. I wonder if he determined if that was real or if it did itself, if you know what I mean. Like, how aware of that did he have to be? Hathor, mistress of harmony, the goddess of love, joy, dance, and music, serves as the font of culture and art in Duat. She serves as diplomat and mediator to the other gods, resolving disputes between them, both within the realm and between Duat and other realms. Hathor reminds us of the pleasures in life and that they are more difficult to enjoy when there are outstanding problems between people. If you cannot serve as mediator yourself, perhaps it is wise to seek one out. So what's interesting is, I mean, hers is more mediator, but it's interesting that they both almost carry a sort of justice energy. But Hathor can, like, her purview, I guess, extends beyond the realm that she occupies. Abraham is justice of specifically Pandemonium, but Abraham makes me think of Aeacus, Rhadamanthus, and Minos, the three kings of the underworld in Greco-Roman mythology. Might be more Greek. And I did readings on them. You know what? I'm on Bixby right now, so I don't think I can ask Bixby. Hi, Bixby. Nope, I can't ask Bixby to flip me a coin. So what I'll do is I will pull a random card out of here, and we will break it down into a 3. And then I'll see if I can't. Oh, I can't. I didn't bring my phone or my iPad. Because I think I still have the 3 spreads I made for those kings. I was going to read one of them, but it's fine. I wonder if, actually, I can. Probably not. I think I have a coin in my wallet. Oops. Oh, darn it. I don't think I can split the screen while I'm live. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. It's fine. I can't use the spread anyway. So, this is interesting. Who was at the bottom of the deck? The Drill of Abydos. Potency, confidence, and magnetism. It's almost like, because it's Hathor and then Abraham and then this potency at the bottom of the deck, in the underworld, since Abraham was stripped of everything else except what was most true to him, it feels like it increased in potency because everything else was removed. It's like the opposite of diluting something, it's concentrating it, I guess. Okay. All right. So that was this. Now I guess I'll flip the camera on to me. And, oh, maybe. If I hit it 15 times, eventually there we go. Or not. Hold up. Ooh, look at all that forehead. The way I have my phone folded, it's like all of this forehead and then like my glasses. It's fine. Hello. Oops. Goodness. It's a struggle. There we go. There we go. It is slightly blinding, but that makes it a little better. Not really, but kind of. So I'm going to put all these together, and I'm going to do a read for Leo season. Why not? Not all of Leo season, just like a piece of Leo season. One of the first things we'll encounter in Leo season. So, one of the first things for us to encounter in Leo season. So Abraham is here again. But this time Abraham fell out with the martyr, matron of the blind. We've seen the martyr before. So the martyr is honesty, shame, and restitution. So we have honesty in his moral conviction or whatever. What did it say? His moral integrity, dedication to justice and duty, and personal honor were the things that were preserved when everything else was stripped. And then let's find this blood, the martyr. Oh, she's right here. In Mausolea, the affliction of blindness represents blindness of the soul. Mortals who in life believe themselves extremely keen-sighted may find themselves so stricken upon their death, if they live their lives in ignorance and delusion, their actions untampered by pity and compassion. It is the task of the martyr to care for these souls, to guide them to reflection upon their sins, shame at their previous selves, and restitution through thoughtful service and care for others. Once such a soul can see their own faults, weaknesses, and the effects of one's actions on others clearly and truly atone for them, only then can this blindness be cured. The martyr invites us to look clearly upon ourselves and our deeds and see the blindness in our souls so that we may not be eternally stricken. This is oof. I don't know if it's fine. This is what came out. So Abraham can see through any falsity or subterfuge, and determine the worthiness or unworthiness of those who come before his court. Although he arrived in the afterlife ragged, broken, and stripped of himself, that which was most real in himself persevered. It persevered. His moral integrity, his dedication to justice and duty, his personal honor. Abraham shows us the truth of our temporal selves. What in us is worth keeping, balanced against what is unworthy of our future selves and best abandoned in the waste. And then it says, it's the task of the martyr to care for the blinded souls, guide them to reflection upon their sins, shame at their previous selves, and restitution through thoughtful service and care for others. It might just be a question of like, one of the first things for us to experience or work through in Leo season, it's more than anything necessarily that extreme. It's just like, who do we want to be? It's giving us an oops, darn it. There we go. If I can, there we go. I'll set this there. And now you can see the light. I'll put it right on my forehead. Make it nice and shiny for you. Oh, now I can't see the cards. We'll share the spotlight. There we go. It might just be for us to ask ourselves, who do we want to be moving forward? For everything that we desire, for everything that we want, for everything that we are, who do we want to be? And it's an opportunity. It might be like an opportunity for us to get clear on that before something comes in or before something happens. The bottom of the deck is the thinker, the father of knowledge, instruction, and reinvention. See, because of the domain of reinvention, it might be more so like, who do we want to be? Who or how? So I'll pull the Rainbow Tarot first, and then I'll end with the Happy Tarot, because they'll tell us how we can be happy. So, Rainbow Tarot, let's clarify. The Four of Pentacles. Oh. This card is looking up. The Nine of Wands. Oh my. Is that okay? That Nine of Pentacles came out again. And I think it's the Nine of Cups. Is this 999? Yes, the Nine of Cups, 999. Oh. I'm not taking all those cards. Why? Was that the garbage? I think they just fell in the trash, and I only have one phone. Who fell in the trash? Strength. Strength fell in the garbage. Among some other cards. The Three of Cups. Okay. We're gonna put those back. The bottom of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles, which speaks of cultivation. So 999 is here. Four of Pentacles. Oh, see, now you can't see. Hold up. Four of Pentacles, followed by the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. And then we have a 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune. I think it was the Nine of Wands, and then the Nine of Pentacles, and then the Nine of Cups flipped over. What's actually interesting is, though, it almost feels a little bit like with the Nine of Wands, something was blocked. And so with the Nine of Pentacles, we went somewhere else and created a foundation there. But now with the Nine of Cups, whatever was blocked is going to be made open. Something is going to open up. And it feels like it's almost the question of like, do we want what we've built in the absence of this, or do we want to go through it and see what's on the other side? And it feels like this Four of Pentacles isn't necessarily us. The Four of Pentacles may have been something that was withheld from us. And now that it's going to be made accessible or whatever, it feels like that's what's going to get the Wheel of Fortune to start moving. But it's an old wheel. It's an old bird. Maybe that's why there's an opportunity here for us to reflect, introspect, get honest with ourselves, and ask ourselves who we want to be moving forward. Why is this making noise? It's fine. Because I don't know if it's like before something comes through. I don't know. I mean, it's dark on the other side, so. Does this speak of alignments, though? Let's pull the Happy Tarot for a second round of clarification. Ooh, the 999. The beginning of Leo is bringing forward the 999. Well, a 999 would be a 9 in spirit, mind, and body. A 9 in spirit, mind, and body. With this 4 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. So the spirit could be the wands. The body is obviously could be the pentacle. I don't know if I'd call the cups the mind though. Feels like that'd be more the heart. So maybe the heart is more the spirit. I don't know. It's interesting. Whatever it is, it's interesting. And it feels like it's an opportunity to really go beyond. Almost like we've gotten everything we could get previously. Like it's maxed out. That's way too many. Nope, they didn't hit the. Oh, they didn't hit the table. Problem. Maybe these things were kind of separate before, in a way. And now it's time for them to not be. Or there's going to be an opportunity for them to not be. But it feels like when they come together, it's going to be important for us to know what's important to us in who we are and how we conduct ourselves. Because it feels like when they're separate, like there will be some overlap, there will be some spaces where they all align. But it feels like the top priorities of the body and the top priorities of the mind and the top priorities of the spirit are not necessarily all the same. And so when they all come together, like which ones are sort of it? And which, like, is there a priority that the body has that a functioning mind and spirit, it's not that they make it less of a priority, but when they are functioning, it's almost like it's taken care of. So it doesn't need to be like mentioned, right? Necessarily per se. Is this gate 8? Is gate 8 gonna open on 8-8? Where is Reem? Ooh, look, it's the Ace of Pentacles again. But this time it's the Happy Cloud. The Tower is the one card that fell out. See, but doesn't this look like certain structures falling away for new ones to sort of like be seated? It's like, oh, this tower happened. Oh no, but the cloud's like, yeah, but like, look what I got. I got something that you gotta like. And not every happy tarot card has a rainbow. Every tarot after the rainbow has a rainbow in some shape, form, or fashion. The Ace of Pentacles, the rainbow is going into the pinnacle, and then the gold is coming out. It's also interesting. Yeah, it feels like this is at a terminus. I think I talked about it recently. How there was like a story, like a comic book or something, and there was like the last page. And there was a couple that built their home at the end of the story. And they have a kid, and the kid goes beyond or something like that. But I say that because the tower is built on the cliff's edge when there's like no more path, there's nowhere else to go. And so a home, a structure was built here. But now that the way is opening, it's not the end anymore. I think too it would also help us to be clear on what we want and why we want it. Because when things are offered, we want to be sure that we want to be sure it's things that we really want. And we want to be sure that our motivations are clear, or at least that we know what they are. Okay. This matron of the blind is interesting, though, because I don't know how many of us will necessarily see what's coming. We don't have to. That's what she's there for. And it's not seeing what's coming in a negative way. It could be like seeing what's coming in a positive way. It just feels like something that was withheld is going to no longer be. And so, do we hold on to everything? Okay. All right. That was so weird. I was like, I guess the reading's over. And I was just gonna end it, but it didn't even pop up in the studio to let me whatever. It just randomly kicked me off. I was like, okay. So that's what we're doing. All right. Well, that's basically it. So, interestingly enough, that's the first thing that Leo season is gonna. One of the first things Leo season is gonna surprise us with, maybe. It's like, hey. And yeah, with this tower, it feels like it can be like a revelation or a realization that has the power to completely alter how we see something or how we feel about something. So if we don't know our truth, we'll find out. So that's what I got. I hope y'all have a good whatever whenever you see this up here. Me in alignment. It's like all that you wish to experience your reality. That was weird. I'll read the Tower and the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, with the Ace of Pentacles, I mean, it feels like that it gets us what we actually like really want, what we truly desire. And so maybe that's why it'll also be helpful for us to have an idea of what it is that we truly want and desire. Because then we might be able to recognize it easier or more easily when it comes in. Because it feels like there may be a fair amount of disturbance when it comes in with that's because we might realize that something that we were going for we didn't even really want. Or there was a reason why we wanted it. A reason that wasn't truly ours. Or not all our own. So, yeah, that was unexpected. But clarity. That's what the sun brings. And Leo is ruled by the sun. Hopefully it's something you want to see. I'm kidding. Yeah, I definitely think it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Because this could be like capability, what we're capable of in our own lives, and the change that we're capable of affecting. AFFECTING in our lives, creating. It does feel a little ego trappy though. So again, be clear on who you are and what's important and what you want. So that you don't get swept up in. I do want. I'll only take up the last one of these because Abraham came out twice. Let's see if Abraham will come out a third time. Or if it'll be someone else. Excuse me. I need two more. One more. No card. That's it. I hope you all have a good one whenever you see this. I hope you're acting moments like all that you wish to experience your reality. Take it as it resonates. Bye. Thanks, Holly and Jess, for being here. Ooh, how do I end that? It's in the crease. I can't press.